Cragholm. I am the owner of Grapple App. I largely am here because Mike Honcho here has been a good buddy and an excellent communicator since we were grappling together. Oh shoot, what 2012,
12,
2015?
12,
Yeah,
12, yeah.
2012. That's right. That's when we first rolled the first time. I remember the one thing about Bobby is when we first grappled the very first time, he had a density to him that was not like everybody else. It was like this freaking rock on top of me that I was like, good God, this is gonna be a freaking bad day. So thanks, bro.
Bobby, I think he's calling you fat, dude.
Oh,
No, it was from a lifetime of child labor, start of carrying wood, splitting wood, whatever, and it's. I try to say people is that old man strength. You know what
well,
I mean? You ever grabbed a hold of somebody like shit? I done got a hold of one this time.
he did sport some wood when he was wrestling me, so that was
Oh,
kind
I
of
did, dude. Like I used to smell your neck and try to stare you in the eyes. I love somebody to pull guard on me, boy. I'm locking eyes with you the whole time.
so. No, I was in the Marine Corps for 20 years. Did 5 deployments, 4 of them to Iraq and Afghanistan, and I retired a few years ago. Created this thing called mobile jiu-jitsu, and it kind of took off. It was just a concept of helping guys make some money through a private-only method, and it's gotten a lot of attention, and it resulted in a mastermind, this jiu-jitsu entrepreneurs mastermind, where I help small business owners grow their business, kind of give them a launch pad, and also this company called Grapple App, and it's a jiu-jitsu search engine, and it's turned out to be something that people, when they travel, they are looking for places to train, or they're looking for somebody to train with, or there might be a celebrity in their area that they want to go train with. And so essentially I allow purple belts and above who want to monetize their mat time to create a profile for free at grappleapp.io, no E. And then we just kind of optimize their profile. So when people put, jiu-jitsu in Orlando or Winter Park or something like that, the goal is that when we launch here at the Craig Jones Invitational is that it's just going to have a Google search of Grapple App profiles and people will kind of have their pick of the litter. So that's pretty much it for me, man. I train a lot of jiu-jitsu. I'm in the gym a lot. I talk to a lot of veterans. Talk to veterans every day. I was just on your podcast the other day, so Jay, that was awesome. Really appreciated that, man. I was telling Bobby afterwards that it felt just like, it wasn't like an interview, it just felt like a cool conversation, so I really appreciate that. Maybe I'm getting a little better at this because, attention's been kind of picking up, right? Like I've been, working with PGF, the Professional Grappling Federation, and I was a judge in England for Grapple Worlds, and so it's all kind of like taking off, but really glad to be here, be present, and maybe talk about Hulk Hogan a little bit.
Oh, man.
Oh, absolutely. I think, yeah, Michael is going to do his best to represent or to replace Ben Pappas today, right? So give him some grace. Jake, how you doing?
I'm good, brother. I apologize, Michael. That's the there's one pretty boy on this whole channel, and it's Ben Pappas. So good luck, brother. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna go in the chat in about 15 minutes and see if we got 35, middle-aged women in there just clawing at your screen. But my guess is probably not. No one has had an effect like Ben Pappas has on the fucking chat, bro.
I get 35-year-old men clawing at the screen. That's
Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Bobby, we can't hear you. Hey, Mike Honcho, we can't hear you. And now our boy Bobby gonna lose his mind. Everything's good over here, man. We in San Antonio, rocking and rolling. End of the summer, right? We got kids going back to school in 2 weeks. We worked out pretty much every day this summer. We did okay. I got a chainsaw that runs now, so I've been chopping the fuck out of trees and making these dudes work trees. So, I'm just trying to instill some hard work, and I'm gonna try to put the one kid that is the perennial avoider. I'm gonna try to put him in charge and see if I can't get more out of him manual labor wise. So,
Bobby, is your mic working now?
Can y'all not hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now, Bobby.
Okay, sorry.
Now
about
we
that.
can.
Yeah, hey, y'all talking
Bobby,
about
what you got going on, man?
Pappas now. I'm gonna just tell you, there's a lot of ladies I've seen over here on the side, but don't get it fooled. My man to come out the top, he washing drawers on them things, boy. He a man that ripped 20 years.
Oh man, but yeah, folks. Again, chat. We appreciate you guys joining us again every Friday. It's a ritual now, so we really appreciate you guys allowing us to entertain you for an hour plus. So we really appreciate that. If you have any questions for us, make sure you throw it on the chat. All right, I'm gonna do my best to have my wife monitor the chat for any super chat. But if we miss anything, you know what? I'm gonna assign that job to Jasmine. Her job is to let us know if we have super chats or not, because we're going to be, firing on all cylinders, and we might not have time to look down at the super chat today. But I know Jasmine will keep us honest, so I really appreciate that. Dude, we'll start this one off with you, Bobby, because I know you had a death in the family recently.
Two.
How did you take that? And then Hulk Hogan, man, go right into it. Freaking icon just passed away also. How are you dealing with all of that, Bobby?
Man, so I lost my cousin 2 weeks ago. He was my first cousin. We're the same age. We grew up, did everything together. That one hit pretty hard because he was fixing to retire, 19 years deputy. We had made up all kind of plans together. That's all. He was stoked. He was in good shape. Comes downstairs, coughs twice, falls over dead. That was really hard to take because you don't see that coming, and then how good of a person he was and how clean of a life he lived. And then of course my uncle right now is in hospice, and they give him till tomorrow. And that was all of a sudden as well. Blood clots, and they're giving him so much blood. They said they can't give him any more. So once he bleeds down, that'll be the end of it. But what I have noticed is there's a lot of the things that are bothering me the most about all of it is watching people be so petty and taking shit for granted and seeing who's going to get what and accusing people of this or that, or I can't find the time. And I'm like, you knew the man for 70 years and you can't find the time. You'll never have to speak with him again. Like you don't have to worry about it again. But people, I don't know. And it's like, are you hiding emotions, or are you just that damn lazy? Or, I don't know. I just want to make them comfortable, try to do the best I can, help everybody, and I'm just getting wore down. But on the Hulk Hogan thing, man,
Gotcha.
That's a biggie.
Michael, how do you deal with...
Sorry. I want to bring up the Hogan.
You're good, Bobby. Finish, please.
If you don't mind. The Hogan deal bothers me a little bit because that was a childhood hero, the immortal Hulk Hogan. Like, he defied all odds. He lifted the biggest, the eighth wonder of the world. Like, you never think your heroes will die. He was larger than life, and to see that he's mortal in blood just like the rest of it sucks. There'll never be another Hulk Hogan.
Absolutely. Michael, what advice would you have for Bobby as far as dealing with a death of a loved one? And then you can go into Hulk Hogan also, because I know he was a childhood icon of yours also.
Oh man, one, I would offer my condolences. It's terrible, bro. I'm really sorry. I look at dealing with grief as kind of like a wave that you can see coming at you, and if you allow it, it will, body slam you into the turf. So I try and look at grief as recognizing that it's coming, accepting it, and then allowing it to kind of gently lift you up a little bit, but you can keep your head and let the wave kind of pass through you and then crash on the surf or on the turf without you, and you're still safe and you're kind of in a spot. So that's my best advice, man, is to just do what you're doing, recognize that the grief is coming. I'm really sorry that this has happened. And I would...
It's life. It's a life, We'll all be there one day.
Maybe tomorrow, and then second, I would just be like, go fucking throw around some heavy weights, bro. Check your test levels, freaking, up them by a lot, and and just go out and freaking throw some weights around.
Go eat some red meat, man. I might go fucking cut a tree. I don't know.
There you go. Throw an axe or something like that. Get out there. Get outside your grape.
Kill
do
a
some
savage. I mean, I don't know.
Right. Go for a run in the woods.
Yeah.
So
gotcha. Now, Jake, when it comes to dealing with grief, what advice would you have for Bobby? And I know you also, Jake. How you feeling about Hogan passing away?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, Jay.
Yeah, we got you loud.
Okay. So for me, I don't do well with death. It all started when my grandfather passed away 3 weeks before the state tournament. Like I went for a 12-mile run in his funeral. And I've been to one other funeral. I've been to my mother-in-law's funeral. So I'll be honest with you. I have a rule. You get 24 hours for somebody that dies and then 48 hours for somebody close to you. But at the end of the day, like, I'm probably not the person to ask because I don't go to no funerals. I don't do no wakes. I don't do none of that shit.
I don't either. I'm basically what Jake says right there. And man, I don't sit and grieve like most people. I'm not going to sit and drink and do all that thing. I bring in people and I laugh and talk about funny ass shit and try to comfort them in their last little bit of times. But this one bothered me a little bit more, and I'll say it. I mean, I'm not too proud to say it. My uncle didn't want to die. Nobody was there with him, and I'm not talking bad about anybody, but he wanted me to hold his hand, and he started crying. And this is an authority figure of my life that I grew up living with. To see him in that shape, and he told me I don't want to die, and to see that, and it kind of gave me a little shake back to, I can remember guys being hurt and dying, and I've never thought of it. And it's like, you hear people, they want their mother or screaming for God, in situations. And it kind of shook me for a minute. I had to look back at that, but it's hard to see an authority figure that's always been strength and head of a family or whatnot weak. So that kind of part kind of shook me up. So I tried to do my damnedest to make his last time fun.
Well, it demonstrates a lot of strength on your part.
Absolutely.
While bringing it up, bro. I appreciate that, man. I'll remember.
What are you gonna do? You gonna leave somebody? Hell no, you're not gonna leave somebody in their bad times, man.
No.
Oh, you would be surprised.
Well, I couldn't imagine you, but that's that freaking cosmic retribution shit. That's why whenever I did a funeral for any service member, even if I didn't know him, we were turning right back around to drive 5 hours. I was there. I was gonna give my freaking all on my A game, because when I'm lowered into that deck, I pray that karma that I put out there, I'm going to receive that. Or my wife, when she receives the flag, she'll get that same treatment.
And that SGLI money that me and her are going to get together.
Motherfucker.
We're getting 250 or 400.
Now,
man.
Bobby, how has this? Yeah. Now, how has this changed your perspective in life as far as as far as goals that you want to achieve, as far as just being a better person, going after it? Like, has that changed or sparked anything in you, knowing that at any given minute it can go just like that?
No, man, I'm gonna keep pushing the way I'm going. I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, I like who the hell I am. I feel like I do it enough. I'm not gonna go to church like everybody wants to, and this and that. But I believe that if you're gonna believe in something, and I'm gonna tell people, if you want to believe in a cat and it makes you feel better, believe in a cat. But if I don't think I have to follow a book to a T to get wherever my energy is going to end up in the world, if there's a Lord or wherever's up there judging me, they ought to see my heart and who I was and what I did, and that's all I can do, man.
Absolutely. Again, Bobby, hearts out to you, man. Keep at it. I know that the chat is also behind you 100%. Nothing but good messages out there. So just keep crushing life, man. It's gonna happen. Because like I told Bobby, it's one of those things, like, it's coming. So me, as messed up as it may sound, like, I prepare for it mentally, right? Like, I know there's gonna come a point where mom's gonna die, dad's gonna die, and all that stuff. So I just prep for it mentally. And it's almost like a mental exercise. Like, okay, whenever they go, this is what I'm gonna do, X, Y, and Z. So when it does happen, I start executing right? Because everybody else is going to, of course, go through that grieving period. But as somebody that's been there, that's done it, as far as soldiers in combat, just go through that checklist
I want to
and
say
grieving.
something because I said this to a preacher on TV. And I thought about it. I listened to a preacher one time on TV on Easter, and I know I embarrassed some folks because I got my hand raised up, and they got Billy Graham or whoever up there, and hell, he gonna call on me because I got a question. So, I see people that get religion are either jail, they hit rock bottom, or they old. Okay, my thing is this: is why am I preparing to get to death safely? Brother, when I come in that motherfucker, this gonna be wore out with hair on fire, bro. Like I'm using it all. So I see people saying do this, do that to get the head, you gotta do this, gotta do that to get to retirement. Or, save your money until when you get old. And I'm like, the fuck I'm gonna do when I'm old? Sit on the beach wearing a goddamn white cocaine shirt? Like, hell, I want my cocaine shirt now. Fucking. Don't leave me nothing. My kids ain't getting shit but photographs and goddamn stories.
I got the beach,
I'm
bro.
using it all. Live your life, man. Live your life, folks.
Man. Oh, yeah. Live your life to the fullest. Like, I agree 100%. All right. Speaking of deaths and everything that's going around the world, we'll jump right into the story, man. Because as a vet, this one really pissed me off. And it has a lot to do with some of the folks out here on social media and then guns and all that good stuff, right? So if you guys weren't tracking, a couple of days ago, a airman from the Air Force, was fucking airman, ended up passing away due to him handling a 6-hour P320, right? It was a gun that has a lot of controversy around it. I've done a couple of videos on it. Several other guys from the channel or from the Walden podcast, Nate and a couple other dudes have covered it because the gun has failed several different tests and it was deemed unsafe. Several different people have said it. However, there's been other military influencers that are backing that gun. All right, and over a couple of days ago, an airman, a security force guy, ended up losing his life, and as a result of that, the Air Force promptly put a halt or ban everybody using the P320 or the M18. Right, so I just wanted to get you guys' feedback from that because, again, we know the gun is not safe, but because some general got a contract somewhere, right? He pushed it through, and it's in the hands of soldiers, airmen, Marines, and now they're freaking dying from it. Jake, we'll go to you first because I know you're pretty familiar with this topic. Then we'll hit Bobby, and we'll give Mike the mic last.
Okay, so here's the bottom line. I give him 90% of the responsibility for killing himself. There's never a time ever with a gun that I'm going to lay that gun on the table pointing at me. Ever. Matter of fact, I'm never going to lay the gun on the table pointing at anybody. So just simple gun safety, like, I don't care. I told him in my video, I got a 16 gauge shotgun that will go off by itself. I don't shoot it one, but when I was bringing it out every time, I made sure I was the only one that had it, and it was always open, right? It's a double barrel shotgun. I just always left it broke open. But, like, I think in this case, the P320, like, there's over 100 lawsuits against 6 Hour right now. They just lost $11 million in Philadelphia. They obviously engineered it totally terrible, much like Boeing engineered the MAX 8, right? Like, it's the same kind of problem. You engineer something, they're so far down the road with military acquisitions, they can't get out of it. They got a $500 million contract on this pistol. So, like, they're not trying to get out of that. They're trying to replace every gun with this crappy gun. And at some point, we're just going to have enough and be like, I know ain't nobody else that we know is carrying that bad boy. We know that.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And you got to keep in mind, too. So when it comes to, muzzle awareness, yes, it's everybody's responsibility, man. But golly, man, like, as a gun handler and as a gun carrier, dude, that's the last thing I'm worried about is my gun going off when it's supposed to, right? Because to say that at any given time, like I always have my gun, yeah, because I get out of my truck, like I'll grab my pistol and I'll, yeah, my muzzle's pointing down, but bro, like it can fucking ricochet off the cement. My kids are around, what I mean? It's just a fucking shitty gun. And even if the barrel's pointing down and it goes off, it can still ricochet off of shit and end up getting and injuring somebody around it. Especially for the type of work the military does. Like, we're always running and gunning. We're getting behind things. We're jumping over obstacles. We're chasing people. Like, dude, that should be the last of my fucking worries, is this thing going off by itself, man. So it's just, and I'm surprised that the DOD hasn't came out yet and said, all right, we're getting rid of this fucking gun. Dude, I can honestly say this is probably the only gun, like, at least since I was in the military the past 20 years, that has had this issue. The M9 Beretta, even though it was freaking a funny looking gun, but that thing was reliable. You throwing in the mud, you picking up, you can still shoot it.
You could
right?
pistol whip somebody to death with that thing.
Yeah, it's a Glock, same thing, right? Because it was M9 and Glocks throughout the duration of my military career. You know what I mean? So it just blows my mind. Like, this is still a thing, and the DOD hasn't came out yet and collect all these freaking pistols and remove them from our service members. Like, it just blows my mind. Bobby, what are your thoughts on this?
Hang on real quick. Nate, yeah. Jay. So understand this, SIG also has the rifle to replace all the other guns. Yep. So and they got the ammunition contract. So there's a
Winchester.
I know Bobby's about to hit all these conspiracy theory deep threads.
Nope.
But this is far bigger than the P320. Far bigger than that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I tell you what, though, like one service member, in my opinion, is too fucking many. Like, you're telling me this one service member, his life is not worth 500 million. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we're gonna ignore this one, and then this $500 million contract is gonna keep going, and we'll just send a letter to his family and say, yeah, it was a perk of doing the job. It just blows my mind, man. Like, this type of shit right here is what leads to dudes going rogue and hunting down fucking head honchos and putting them in the ground. Because it's yeah. Mike, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm with you. I just find it inconceivable that I'm interested, because I did a little research, but what was how did it go? Where was the weapon? Because it sounds to me like, Jake, you're saying that it was pointed at him, but you're was he handling it or no?
He took it out of the holster, the Safariland holster that has the little detents on the bottom that you can lift out. I don't know the name of it. And then he turned it around and set it on his desk. When he set it on the desk, it shot him right in the chest. Like, he was setting it on the desk when it went off.
So he went and then, okay.
Yeah.
I would never in my wildest dreams ever do that, especially with around, like not having it, so, or how, but also it totally like, it went off. That's freaking that blows my mind. But
why's he got one in the chamber?
I'll tell you this. Hang on. So let's say your commanding general came down and said you have to carry this pistol. The first thing I said was, "Fuck, I'm carrying that motherfucker without a round in the chamber."
Sure.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm carrying it dry as fuck. Like yeah. I can't help it. I'm not killing myself because you making me carry a dumbass fucking pistol. You think about some E3 in the Air Force, he ain't going up to the general and saying, hey, man, this gun ain't safe. But he could have made it safer for himself. And I'm not putting anything on him. This is totally on SIG. I'm just saying, like, there's some simple gun handling fucking traits that we all have. Like, if I saw that, I'd be, hey, motherfucker, like, what are you doing? That's a safety violation. Like, you're fucking wrong.
Right.
I
don't want to have to deal with your ass freaking bleeding out with the freaking hole
Bobby?
in my dorm room.
Okay, so I'm with them on one, the muzzle awareness, and I'm gonna tell y'all where I got mine from, because it was ingrained in my head as a kid going to hunter's education. All right, to go hunting, you had to have a hunter's education card. You had to spend a week every night, a couple hours down at the Votech school. They taught you muzzle awareness, everything, and it was strict. I mean, it was a big deal. So I always took it super serious. You never pointed anything at anybody, always at the ground, and it always started that way. I don't fuck around with no guns, man. Like, that's big business.
When I was a child, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Mike. What do you got?
No, when I was a kid growing up in Oklahoma, my father used to take us pheasant and quail hunting and stuff like that. But before each time he handed my brother and I a weapon, he took a watermelon and he put it out and he had us shoot it. That was the first time and the first round we ever shot. And I think it was just a 410 is what I was carrying. And just he could say, imagine that's your head, right? Or imagine that's my head. And that for me, for my father, he was a Silver Star recipient. He was a Ranger in Vietnam, tank company commander, 69 to 70 in the DNZ. And so he's a war dog. And whenever we go hunting, he would, pucker factor was tight with my dad.
Oh,
Right? So,
I'm going to tell you, Mike, did you ever have to go with your dad? And every step you made, he turned and clenched his teeth at you because you made too much noise. It didn't matter if you stepped in the same fucking steps he was in.
he was usually mad at the English pointer or setter that he paid way too much money for. That was the dumbest fucking dog that he's ever had in his life. And so he was usually cursing out the dogs that he couldn't train.
But my dad would turn and clench his teeth. I walked like the fucking Pink Panther, bro. Like fucking, it was pure misery. You know, couldn't do nothing right.
First time I ever shot I think it was a quail or something. I remember it was in Oklahoma, and the dog brings it back, and the head's flopping around, and my dad says, well, and I grab it, and I'm holding it, and this thing's head's flopping, and he goes, it's Cragholm tradition that the male bites the head off of the very first bird that he kills. And I'm 11, right? Like, no way is my dad fucking with me, right? No way. So what did I do? And I remember and then my dad just looking at me and he was like, God damn, you're stupid. Like, what the fuck did you say? My older brother did the same thing.
He said, you know what? You're going to be a Marine one day.
Right. So, get it on the SIG thing.
That's funny.
I remember in 05 when I was a light infantry master gunner to 82nd, and we got together and they wanted to go to the 6.8. We field tested it, everything. Army Acquisitions was like, yeah, it's badass, whatever. But we done put too much money in M4s across the game, 5.56. We look at it down the road, which we down the road now 20 fucking years. But the way that this broke down, this started in 2015 with the XM17 contract. And I'm going to tell y'all who pushed this. All right. The way they did it was they were going to have a formal competition, and it's a modular handgun system. September 25, and they were going to replace the Beretta, of course. They had a panel of military acquisition officials, notably Army Acquisition Executive Stephanie Easter. I said it, I called her out. Oversaw the evaluation and the down selection process. She was the overseer of all this. She's not a weapons person, but she put all this together. All right. And she says SIG wins. Okay. Moving forward, all right, you start going and looking into her background and whatnot, and it's like, okay, who is she? She's a Department of Defense civilian official. I think she's a DIE hire, fucking DIE hire, whatever y'all want to call it, a die hire.
Yeehaw, DI.
She's Principal Deputy to the Assistant Secretary of the Army for Acquisition, Acting Assistant Secretary of the Army for Acquisition, under Obama, appointed by Obama. Executive Director, listen to it, Executive Director of the F-35 Lightning II Joint Program, overseeing the $350 billion F-35 program, because we ain't had that motherfucker run over budget. So this woman has mad power over these contracts, and she sets the standards for what they are. You think I wonder what she worth. What y'all think she worth? I mean, I don't know. I'm just curious. Like, this is hit a panel.
25. She probably worth 25 million, Mike. Maybe 50 in quiet terms.
And that's what I'm getting at. It's like she set the standards.
She definitely got paid.
Oh, 1,000% she got paid. And I'm looking at her awards. She's got the Meritorious Civilian Service Award, Exceptional Civilian Service Award, National Woman of Color Award for Managerial Leadership, Black Engineer of the Year. I didn't
Wait,
know
she
that was
black?
Yeah.
She black, Mike?
Yeah.
Ah, fuck. Hey, let me. Hey,
Why have
all
you
I'm gonna
never
say
won
is,
the color
hey, I would
award?
like somebody on this panel to tell me the last time they let a black female pick out a gun for them. Just raise your hand. I'll venture to say there are probably not 10 people in the country that have let a black female pick out a gun for them.
Yet the military's letting them do it.
I mean, she's the head fucking influencer. It says acting ASA made her the prime influencer in pivotal acquisition decisions like this one with the XM17 contract. She's the boss. She's a warfighter, civilian warfighter.
That's wild. That's wild.
Did she grow up in Baltimore in the blue light district?
Let me look and make sure. She ain't Prince George.
Because, I mean, shit, if she grew up in the blue light district, she might be a gun aficionado.
I think she's from North Carolina. But it even goes into my, like, even the last administration, the Secretary of the Army was a civilian with no military experience, but is the Secretary of the fucking Army. I mean, tell me something.
That's wild. That's wild. Dude, I read somewhere that, well, I didn't read somewhere, but I was listening to a podcast the other day, and one of the guests on there was like, you know what? Why or how has this country gotten so fucked up when back in the days, the president, it's in the title, commander-in-chief, typically is a military guy, right? And all his cabinet members, all his appointed positions, head of the CIA, head of the FBI, head of the like all those jobs were meant for warriors. Yet you have comb over fucking Harvard grad and all these freaking non-experienced, non-proven individuals in those positions.
Well, you
right?
You get lawyers.
Dude. Yeah, exactly.
And that's what they told me. I said, why? I asked a serious question to one time. I said, why do we elect lawyers? I was like, ain't nobody ever said nothing good about no damn ambulance chaser. You know what I'm saying? Why in the fuck are we making them officials or whatnot? And they said, well, the law is too complicated for someone like you to understand. And I was like, motherfucker, because I talk slow don't mean I am. You can try to church it up all the fuck you want, but I know right from wrong. All right.
Yeah. If I had it my way, man, commander-in-chief would be a war dog, kind of like it was back in the days, and everybody under him would just be fucking generals and fucking colonels, man. I think the country would just run a lot better that way, right? We can handle pressure, we can make hard decisions. It would be like fucking night and day. But I'm nobody important. So, Mike, here's a question for you, and then we'll go to Jake, and then I'm calling you Bobby. This one's from Mike. two Mikes is fucking me up, right? All right. Bobby, you'll just be Bobby/Mike Hunter today. So Mike, if your younger self stood before you right now, what would you warn him about, and what would you encourage him to embrace?
His homosexuality.
I don't know what that means, Mike. You got to elaborate on that.
Wait, he said you warned him about? What the fuck is Mike talking about? Mike, you said you warned him about homosexuality?
Yeah,
What's he talking about?
Yours. Bobby's. Anyways, I'm sorry. I should have muted for that.
But yeah, what's one thing you would warn him about? No, so this question is for Michael, not Bobby, right? If your younger self was standing in front of you right now, what would you warn him about, and what would you encourage him to embrace?
Oh, I think we talked about this briefly the other day when I mentioned how when I drink alcohol, I get like JoJo the Indian Circus Boy. I would have probably just been like, right. I would have said, hey, bro. I would say, just don't go down that road that I went down, even though it led me to like tremendous heights. Just knowing that the booze was not a good option for me at any period of my life. It's
Boy, Jake making an ugly ass face at you about talking about drinking.
I mean, I would Jake, I would love to drink, and you would probably have fun with me for about an hour, and then you'd be like, "Are we going to jail?" Like,
Mike, you ain't got to worry about me because I don't drink at all,
cool.
ever. Yeah. So like, I'm just over here like, yeah, drinking's ruined a lot of lives. You know what I'm saying? So.
Thank you, man. And that's basically like, I would probably, and then what to embrace is, I'm really embracing
his sexuality.
Right, I'm talking about Bobby's, but no. Anyways,
Okay.
I would say masculinity, right? Today, like we've just got generation after generation of kind of oddness, and I really feel like we're in some sort of renaissance where it's kind of seemingly okay to be a man again, and I'm enjoying that, and so I'm playing around with that, and I'm embracing it, especially as a father of 2 daughters. That I know I know that they, just by virtue of my pedigree, right? I'm a combat Marine, shot, all that good stuff, blown up, been to war, but I'm also an entrepreneur, right? I don't go to work. Like I make my own money, and I'm extremely fit, right? And they like that, and so they know that, and again, like I don't drink, like a lot of these, I do spark up a doobie from time to time, and I did the other night in a social setting, and some lady looked at me awkward, and I was like, okay, Linda, if you can get blackout drunk in front of your kids, I can smoke a joint, right? Like, let's just be cool.
Hey, when we get out, what you paying?
What's that, brother?
What you paying?
Oh, what am I paying? I pay well, bro.
Myself,
I pay well.
I mean.
Jake, what's one thing you would warn your younger self to embrace, and what's one you would tell them to stay away from?
So I'll say this: the biggest one that I would tell my younger self is to always have mentorship. Really didn't understand mentorship until probably 32, and I shit up some really good jobs before that and some really big opportunities. And then the biggest warning that I would give them is, basically it's around the same thing, but like, don't be afraid of the money you have. Don't be afraid to make more money. And so I say that because I ran some businesses starting in 1st grade, and I was paralyzed because my dad was incredibly poor and very bad with money. And so I bought CDs for the first 15 years of having real money. Like I graduated high school with $100K. And at 30, I had $100K still. Now I had a house and $100K, but if I had made some different decisions, like I was at the Naval Academy and I went and looked at a $105,000 house that is now $400,000. 1990, three acres on the Chesapeake Bay. It was $105,000, and I couldn't for the life of me like put all my money into that property. And now I look back and I should have been bold as fuck. I should have bought that. I should have been in DC. Row houses in DC back then were $1,000 on 1st Street. I could go down there and buy I could have bought 100 houses on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd Street in DC. And each house right now is $700,000.
Yeah, but that's hindsight,
No. I'm just saying though, like when you ask me, like you need that mentorship. And then when I was young and I was a terrorist, I needed to make sure that I was putting that money to work. But you got to have mentorship to do that.
Exactly.
So that's kind of a warning and a like, hey man, the biggest thing I tell everybody is mentorship. I don't care what you're trying to do. If you don't have world-class mentorship, you're going to take so many lumps and bumps on the way there. Like there's too much luck involved in life to have to add more luck to it without a mentor.
Absolutely. Bobby?
Man, I'm going to say the best thing I ever learned was to say I was wrong or sorry. And I was so fucking stubborn. I let so many good people and opportunities go because I was going to stand on it and I thought it meant something. You know, even if I was wrong, I was gonna hold my fucking ground just to show it. When all I could have said was I'm wrong, I'm sorry, and it'd been over with, and I'd be so further along in life. Also, maybe being a little bit nicer to some people, because I motivated myself through anger. I did.
I'm with you. I'm in the same boat, brother.
I
Kill a
motivated
motherfucker
myself
first.
through anger, and I mean, the madder I got, the harder I went.
Yep.
And I always tell people, I was like, I'm goal oriented. So if I don't have a goal, I don't do shit. Like, and that's a bad thing. I'll get idle. But if you challenge me to a fight, you see me in 2 weeks, you're like, God damn, that's a whole nother person, because I got a goal. But like I said, I would wish I had somebody to teach me the mentorship with finances. Even when I was making good money and I had good money, up to 100 grand, like you said, I remember one time I had 100 grand saved up, and I moved the shit every day because I was scared. One time the rest was gonna get it. Another time I was scared the house was gonna burn down. You know what I'm saying? I had to go hide the motherfucker in an old vacuum cleaner. You know, but you think at that time, that kind of money, you're like, I'll never go broke again. You know what I mean? But then the highs aren't as good as they seem, and when you're at the bottom, you never think you'll be up top again. But I've rebuilt houses, fortunes, and stuff in no time whatsoever. But I will say that this right here, even with all the things that I know, it has gotten so much harder now with the hustle and everything else, with the internet game going on, where people have a way to get information and stuff. It is way fucking harder to get. Like, you need that old head to be teaching you, man.
Absolutely.
I got friends of mine that followed around old guys and mentored them, and like, he's wealthy now. You know, he's plugged in everywhere.
I think for me, my biggest one would be to tell my younger self that it's all right to be by yourself. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of younger guys need to hear that. It's like, man, sometimes it's like, if you're, because Ben said this the other day, right? The eagle flies alone. Like, it's all right to just be your own person and leave your own path and not follow the crowd, right? Because as a kid, like, I was a very quiet, introverted kid. You know what I mean? And for the longest, I was like, man, something's wrong with me. You know, I joined the army, and I'm like, dude, I just wanted to do my own. All my, peers were going off to, playing sports and all this other stuff. And I was like, man, like, I just didn't have any interest in that. And then for a while there, you feel like, hey, something's fucking wrong with me. But in reality, looking back at it, I was like, oh, I was plotting. I was strategizing. I was looking at things differently than everyone else, right?
It takes a lot of confidence to fly alone.
Absolutely. And I think that's one thing that I would let my younger self know, like, hey, just because you're not in with the in crowd doesn't mean something's wrong with you, right? You can still, like, it's okay to be your own person, because at the end of the day, once you get older, then you become this person that not everybody can just bully around. You don't have to, like, you have non-negotiables that you don't have to compromise because people think you should be doing X, Y, and Z, right? So that, I think, yeah. Go ahead, Bobby.
When I bring up that confidence thing, I really try to push this into people's head, and I hear people laugh about it, and they say, they talk about Mike Tyson. They're like, oh, Mike Tyson whoop your ass. I said, he might, but he gonna have to show me, because I am confident in me. And I mean, Mike fuck around, let me crawl up on his back. It's his ass. So that's the way I've always felt. Like, I feel like I am confident enough to go and do certain things. You know what I mean? You're going to have to show me.
Yeah.
You might be the better shot in the goddamn world, but I'm going to fucking challenge you. I'm going to try. Don't give up. Believe in yourself.
I'd like to add something to Bobby's comment about the be nice thing. Is as I've transitioned into entrepreneurship, I'm finding that I'm being not as nice is actually becoming more advantageous to me, honoring my value, right? Mm-hmm. Because otherwise people will treat you like a doormat.
They'll take advantage of you. Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's
all right. So
that is a big deal.
Go ahead, Bobby. Go ahead, Bobby.
Mike.
I mean, Mike. Go ahead,
Jake
Mike.
Off, man. Jake's got good shit. That's something that I'm battling with right now. What Mike said, and it's fucking eating at my soul right now.
Why?
Because I see people that I see struggling that cannot afford these repairs on vehicles because they've made it out fucking landish to get a vehicle repaired. And I'm thinking to myself, this person, man, they can't afford it. I'll go do it, knock it out for a little bit of nothing. But what ends up happening all the time is I am so low priced, I attract the person that has no money but also wants the most out of your shit and is going to blame you if it doesn't work. So I never could understand how my friends were like doing these work and handing people these astronomical bills. And people are looking at that bill like, well, fuck, if I pay $15,000, this is I got the best of the best. You know, which it may not be true, but I have caught so much shit and put myself in binds and actually lost money trying to help people out because they didn't have a vehicle or they didn't have this or that. And I'm like, nowadays, I'm like, man, fuck that.
Hey, Bobby, let me help you out, okay? I raised $8,000 and bought a single mom, 24-year-old with 4 kids, a 2012 Honda Odyssey, okay? I have a 2012 Honda Odyssey. I have the same exact van, okay? She didn't like it. I said, it's free. She said, well, I wanted a Ford Element or whatever, the Ford, whatever the Pilot, whatever it was. I said, listen, this is the best deal I got. This is what you got. You don't want it, I'll take it home. I'll sell it. Don't worry about it. So she took it, okay? She crashed it maybe 2 weeks into having it. I went and fixed it. And then I said, you know what? Like, you can't have good things. That's why you got 4 kids. You're 24. Good things aren't meant for you, right? So then she got mad at me. And then so she called me and was like, I need to sell the car. So I kept the title to the car. I kept it. And I was like, okay, send me a picture of it. It's sitting in her driveway with 4 flat tires. I said, you know what? I said, I'll just sell it. So I sold it. Then she MF'd me because she said that was her money. I said, you didn't pay for the repairs. You didn't pay for the water bill. Like I said, your bill with me is well over that $1,800 I sold that van for. But my point is, and I'm going to say it this way, I don't want to sound hella snarky, but it fucking is real. Poor people do poor shit and they're poor. Rich people do rich shit and they're rich.
People are where they are because that's where they want to be.
Yes, sir.
So many lotto winners that are poor people go fucking broke.
Yep, absolutely. But to your point, Bobby, I have stopped helping people. And as soon as you show me you're not worthy, I fucking done with you. Boop, boop. You know, because I help a ton of people, but they all got to be worthy.
Man, I always watch my dad pull over and help everybody on the side of the road. And then all of a sudden one day, he didn't no more. And I didn't understand why. And then, you know, not too long ago, I pulled over and helped a woman. I seen fluid coming out from underneath the car. I stopped. I was in my service truck. And this really upset me. And this made me change my mind on why I'm doing things now. I got out and I said, I seen you got a problem. She's like, okay, like she's kind of nervous. And I said, well, you got something stuck. I'll get it out for you. She stands over behind me with a fucking pistol. Man, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm taking time out to help you and try to get you off side of the road. You ain't gonna sit there with no motherfucking gun on me, man.
Well, Bobby, you got one of those raper faces, dude. What do you want her to do?
I mean, who the fuck
Hey, Bobby, I'm gonna give you another one. It just happened on Monday. I went to my favorite bakery. I saw 2 women next to me. I've been in the bakery probably 100 times in the last year. I handed my girl the credit card. I said, take care of that. She rung all their shit up in their box. They looked at me and looked back and didn't even say thank you. But I had to laugh internally because I paid for your shit. So if you can't say thank you, I'm fucking winning, right? Like, and then I sat in the car and they went by, they had to walk by the front of the car. They turned their heads like this. So when they walked by, they couldn't look at me. Hey, Bobby, you know what I'm going to say? Hey, just like you were saying about the funerals, when no one shows up to their shit and they get fucking put out in a pauper's grave and their fucking ashes are spread across the freeway, you know, I don't know what to tell you, man. I try to be good. That's all I can do.
I've tried, man, and I'm seeing why a lot of people have become sour over the year.
Well, you're doing good because you made my day, bro, by bringing me on here, man.
Yeah.
That was super
Well,
awesome.
Mike, you always putting out good shit, man. I see you working your ass off. I seen you since you was a purple belt.
Hell yeah.
You know, every day in there on the grind.
Thank you, brother.
Retired, fucking, and he's still pushing hard and putting out good stuff every day.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
All right, let's hit a couple of these super chats real quick, guys. Jasmine, thank you for yelling at me in the chat. Like 500 or so messages, right? All right, so this one's coming from Gooch, former actual. Shout out to Stone Cold on the panel. Michael, do you get that a lot?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Funny story about the Stone Cold. You know, I got asked to go on the Stone Cold Steve Austin challenge, and I was all pumped up about it. And Matt told me, you know what Matt told me, Mike? He said, "Fuck no, you too damn short." And I was like, I looked at the times, and it's like triathlon, these long ass motherfuckers doing these obstacles. I was like, "You probably right, Mike." Like, fucking, I mean, all right, Matt, you for real? Matt,
I can see you.
How
as a-
tall? Hey, wait. Hey, Bobby, how tall are you, Bobby?
me,
Yeah.
real tall.
How tall?
I'm 5'11".
How tall?
5'11".
Fuck, you got me beat by 4 fucking inches.
Well, your ass ain't finna go across some goddamn motherfucking broken skull challenge either.
No, I'm not.
I'm just saying. I mean, he was for real. I looked at the dude's time that won it. They're like, you got to do all this shit and beat this world triathlon's record to get paid for 10 G's. And I'm like, I can't outrun that motherfucker, and I ain't long enough to reach the top of the rope. Like, man, I had
All right, super chat number 2, just Jason Weimer.
He would break your heart.
Super chat number 2 comes from Jason, and it's just a shout out to the panel. Appreciate us. And then Jason again, love the show, fellas. Hats off to Bobby for last week. Well done. Good job, Bobby. And then this one's coming from Jasmine. Thoughts on Cambodia and Thailand? Bobby, what the fuck's going on in Cambodia and Thailand? I have no idea.
Okay, so you have Cambodia. All right, pretty poor fucking country. I'll say that. Actually, hospitable people. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna go drive down the damn road, and it might be 70 miles, garbage and shit everywhere, ain't a motherfucker around you, got $2, and then you're gonna run up on this massive casino with nobody there because it's Chinese, and they're taking Cambodia and stuff and basically funneling money. I mean, tell me how the fuck. I talked to a guy that sells Rolls Royce, and he's like, man, all I got to do is sell 3 a year, but I sold 750 in Cambodia. All right, that's the Chinese motherfucking money washing machine. The other thing going on in Cambodia is they're wanting to cut a canal China wants to cut a canal through Cambodia to the Mekong and circumvent Vietnam and the Malaccan Straits so they can go up through the fucking middle corridor. They're trying to get the hell away from us, blocking them in. You know, something come up the other day when we did our tariff agreements and shit with Vietnam. You know, and I put out to everybody, man, dude, I worked so hard. Our organization, Towards the Duty, worked so hard to get a actual detailed fucking piece of information to the president about how much money we are paying Vietnam for information on our POW MIA. And the reason I wanted to do that because that was a good negotiating tool. We know they have our people in storage, and we pay for them. We pay these motherfuckers for our people back. $86 million. They charge us $15,000 a document. And I'm like, fuck that. Give us our shit back. Give us our motherfucking people, or y'all be a poor ass motherfucking communist country. And possibly burn up. So I read that it didn't get brung up. I was super pissed about it. I made a fit about it. And I did see that they are talking about some new negotiations now. So maybe the president finally got it in his hand and was able to do something. But I feel like we got 3 years to get our people back. Because they have taken $86 million from the United States and have gave up 20 fucking people in 9 years. You know?
Bobby, you're the worst Aaron ever. I was expecting like a thorough breakdown on Cambodia,
Well, that's a
Thailand,
breakdown,
but
man, because that was right here.
Hey,
That was
hey,
right here,
here's
brother.
hey, Jay, I read about it. Listen, here's the deal. Cambodia wants some land that Vietnam or Thailand has. It's the same shit that goes on all over the world. There's a couple borders that are contested, and so they're shooting rockets at each other right now. It fucking is what it is. It's another fucking stone throwing competition.
Man, Cambodia ain't no joke, man. The killing fields. I
gotcha.
mean, they've got munitions all over the damn place. I'm out there walking around with people in my backpack with fucking Cambodian generals. I'm trying to fucking give them bottles of whiskey to sneak me through the country. You know, I'm like, fucking crooked son of a bitches. Like, I hate dealing with a communist. And I hope
All right,
motherfuckers are listening.
All right, last super chat from Steve. Avoid beer, booze, drugs, invest, buy cars for cash. Right, that was the last super chat, and then we'll jump on this last topic, guys, and then we'll move on. Last week, USASOC, U.S. Army Special Operations Command, put out a warning letter stating that, hey, this is a credible threat. If you live in Florida, you spent some time in Iraq and also in Syria, there's a real possibility that some terrorists might be looking to do harm to you, right? They reached out to all these different officials,
Yeah.
and they make sure that they were aware. When you guys think about that, as like we've all served on this panel, what are you thinking? Are you with the mindset like, I wish a motherfucker would, or like, what are you thinking? We'll start with you, Bobby.
I think they put that out and it ain't got shit to do with none of us or none of y'all or anything like that. David Petraeus, all you motherfuckers down there that were caught up in all kind of scandalous shit in 2012, and right now your asses are re-emerging in Qatar as chairman over all these organizations and shit. Sitting on the advisory board of the Strategic War of Ukraine. That's who the fuck they after, is people like that. Like, that dude has got so much shit behind him, scandal, compromised, everything else. I would probably be in Diego Garcia right now wearing a goddamn iron mask if I'd done some of the shit that they did. Sanitizing war records, things of that sort. My only thing about it is why, if it's a credible threat, why does it only have to retire? Why do they have to put that in there?
So Bobby, they probably got like 3 targets, and they're not trying to blow up their source. They probably already told the 3 people that they coming to get who they're coming to get, right? And they wanted to put it out for everybody because let's be honest, it's still politics, right? If I got some fear in Florida about what's going on, now I could keep pushing my noise in Israel and Ukraine, right? Like, you know, it's always the flashy shit that everybody's looking at when they moving the millions over here in the background.
1000%.
Michael, what are your thoughts on this?
I agree. Everything that's put in front of me, I always think, okay, like what's this? What's the smoke and mirrors? That's really what it's honestly unfortunate that my mind has been trained to be like, all right, they want my attention here. What's actually happening? So I'm in full agreement.
They know the knee-jerk reactions. You know what I mean? There's just a certain few knee-jerk reactions that get all Americans and get people fired up. Everybody was on that Epstein shit, but didn't pay attention to what was going through Congress.
Well,
so kill him with one, boy. You hit him with a good one.
I'm a retired Marine in Florida, right? You know, that's this time in Iraq.
Epstein, Trump's pushing and made our digital currency a stable coin attached to the U.S. dollar, and the Fed cannot make a stable a digital currency now. So he stabilized up our motherfucking money while everybody's over arguing. It's just chess, baby.
Yeah,
checkers.
It's the same thing with me. It's like, man, hey, I like me some checkers, but it's the same thing with me. It's like, okay, so now you want all the vets in Florida to pick up arms and start fucking pulling guard on their house.
Pulling guard.
I don't think that article should have been released. Yeah, that article should have just been kept in house and not even released to the general public. That's just my 2 cents, but it is what it is.
It's gonna pick up arms anyway. Motherfucker picking up golf clubs, like.
Yeah, I thought you said pulling guard, not guard duty, because it cut out real quick, and I just saw a security forces airman jumping guard, and like to pull a.
Oh man. All right. Here's another one for you, Bobby. We'll start with you on this one. What's one discipline that you refuse to compromise on the daily, even when no one's watching? What's one discipline, one daily discipline you refuse to compromise?
Man, I really believe in integrity, and I say that because doing the right thing when nobody's looking. The only reward you can have is for yourself. Okay, and people's like, oh, I'll do whatever, and I'm like, but you have to live with that shit, or you have to live with seeing somebody. It's like sleeping with your best friend's wife, and people will try to justify it by saying, well, man, she wasn't happy, and da-da-da. And I'm like, you got to look at that motherfucker every day. And you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's not worth it. I would just rather have integrity and live and not have to worry about, did I fuck somebody over every day? I go to sleep good as hell.
Jake?
Man, I'm kind of the exact opposite, man. I revel in my savagery. And, I think, like Mike was saying, the culture is so feminized now. Like, I relish in the fact that I will be a savage. And I'm not a fucking running around drunk savage. I'm just like, I had an incident happen. Someone tried to stand up. I just said, hey, man, listen, I will fucking flip this switch and you will go away. And then they turned and walked away. And I don't have a problem with that, right?
Well, now, I'll slap a fucking shit out of somebody now.
Yeah. But I just think, like, when I've been walking 5 miles a day this week. And I almost died yesterday, right? It was like 100 degrees. I had sweats on and it was warm. And I was like, I'm not built like everybody else, right? Like, I'm just not,
Good.
Yeah. So that's one of the things I keep. I'm going to keep it, like I'm buying a couple more pistols right now. Like, I got to have, my house is a little bit on the long side and I can't be fucking 150 feet from a gun if someone's trying to fucking do an armed break-in here. And we're in San Antonio. Motherfuckers been kicking people's doors in. I ain't got time to run by them and get to the gun. Like, I got to have some guns in other parts of the houses. But I also don't want to have fucking guns and I'm worried about getting stolen. So I'm buying some fucking heaters that I love that are only $199. So
like them 320s?
No, I got Ruger P80, Ruger P85s, man. They cheap as shit.
No, I'm giving you a hard time. I love the Ruger P95.
Mike.
I think it's a great gun. It's fucking reliable shit. I have one, so.
Yeah, Mike. What's one daily discipline you refuse to compromise when nobody's watching?
If I'm here in my home of Florida, I have to go to the beach, even if I'm dead tired. I live right on A1A, and I'm about 93-second walk from my garage door to the water. And there's absolutely no one ever there. I just go and I just let it go. I give it up, and usually I'll put on some music or put something on, or I'll just take everything and I'll just zone out for a little bit. And if it's late at night and I've smoked a little too much weed, I might dance a little bit, and have some fun because ain't nobody out there.
Hey, Mike, where
black bricks show up on the beach over there by your spot?
Hey man, there's the coolest thing is there's no transients anywhere because there's nothing.
I'm looking for a certain type of brick. Like it's usually black. They float sometimes.
Oh,
he talking about square groupers. Hey, where do you live, Mike? Where do you live?
I live in Melbourne Beach. It's in Florida. So if you know where Cape Canaveral is, it's right on the east coast in Central Florida. So I live about 7 miles south of that. So I watch all the rockets go right over my house. And every other day, it's supremely inspiring. It's called the Space Coast. And that's where I came up with Space Coast Mobile Jiu-Jitsu. And so it's really that would be my daily discipline. I also like to skateboard at night, and I walk my dog a lot. So those are the kind of three things that go together. And then just, grow my business, right? Like do stuff like this, get out there.
this motherfucker don't wear nothing but a Ric Flair robe all day long.
I was gonna show up in my robe, bro.
Thing.
I was gonna text and be like, "Are we doing robes tonight? Maybe next
Let's
time."
go. Let's go.
Next time, Michael. Next time. I think for me, my daily discipline would just be working out, man. Like if I don't work out and hit the gym, I feel shitty. You know, like I feel like, man.
I see Jay struggling down the street with that fucking stick, running every morning.
I know, man. Like if I don't work out, I just feel crappy as hell, and it's like it ruins my entire day. So even got to wake up at like 4:30 to get it in. I try to make it over there. So that would be mine. But yeah, guys, I think that's it for this 1 minute. It's a short one. I'm gonna go set up the camping site in the backyard with my kid. Michael, where can people find you? If anybody wants to get some training in, if they're watching a podcast, they're inspired, they're a purple belt and they want to teach, like where can they find all that information?
The best bet to locate Micheal Cragholm is on Instagram at Space Coast Mobile Jiu-Jitsu. And you can find me on LinkedIn at Micheal Cragholm. And my website, if you want to go ahead and create a profile, it's grappleapp.io and no E. And we'll be in the iOS store probably by mid next week. So
let's go.
Man,
Let's
I
go.
Think that's such a great idea with the profiles, because if you're high level or you think you want to get some high level and there's a guy in the area that's that guy, shit, set it up. You know what I'm saying? Go by there and test yourself.
That's right. There's
awesome.
NDAs, all that stuff. It really just cuts out all the fucking noise and gets straight to jiu-jitsu, you know. And I'm right here in Orlando, right near Orlando, and that's where a lot of dads come here and want jiu-jitsu, and they would love to pay for somebody to come to their, you know, Airbnb and give them a private. So why not have some local purple belt that needs an extra $150?
I know a dude who used to be a massage therapist did the same shit.
Sure, there's mobile IV therapies, right? Like it's a freaking real. COVID proved that industry is strong.
Hey, bring this motherfucker
Absolutely.
back, Jay. He need to be in the team, bro.
Dangerous. Don't let
Hey,
him fool you with your
listen,
nasty,
Mike,
man.
Mike,
Get
let me
him
tell you
down.
something. This fucking Kabul that we have, dog, you be like, I got to get up and run as fast as I can all day long, because you look up and Jay buying fucking jiu-jitsu studios. You know what I'm saying? You're like, God damn, I thought I was doing good. God, I got to keep up.
Hey,
This
Mike,
shit
I'm gonna
is motivating,
tell you to
man.
bring
It's
fucking
motivating.
Nathan Kirby on. I'm trying to get him to bring Nathan Kirby on.
Okay. Yeah. Shit, I just got an email from Nathan today. He sent me a bunch of shit.
Hey,
So I
bro,
need to
that
read
dude
through
come
it.
out-
Jake,
that
what are you
guy's
wearing,
more
man? Is
than
that your
you
new
know.
Yeah,
merch?
yeah. But it's coming out. This is the Jocko Goggins. Is your therapist won't kill you shirt? Like, yeah, you know they call me Jocko Goggins because that's they said I'm a cross, whatever. It's some of my guys made this shirt up, so we're rolling out a new shirt this week.
I've got one thing.
All right, that's what's up.
And this is my
Yeah,
last
what's up,
one.
buddy?
I'll go and I'll stop. And Jay, I know you did an interview with my friend Paul Ramirez. You know, he worked for NASA, JPL, and all that. And he just put out his last book he's ever going to put out. It's called Warfighters Anonymous. You can find it on fucking Prime. You know, it's basically, I'll just give you the quick overview. It explores the process of the recovery through the lenses of the mythical, psychological, and alchemical recovery literature for those with an inquisitive warrior soul. In this book, the author goes deep into the anatomy of the psyche, alchemy of the heart, and chambers of the soul. So I know that sounds big worded, and when you see this guy, you're not going to think it's who he is, but he is very, very smart and very fucking spiritual. And he was an 11B over there doing the damn thing. He toted the shotgun every day with us. Got out, become an engineer in China, and he's a Mexican, fucking covered in tattoos. Fights in Thailand, goes back, gets high, becomes an EOD guy. Next thing I know, he's working for JPL, SpaceX, and then he becomes a professor at NASA. So this is his last piece. He's got 2 autoimmune.
Yeah, really smart fucking
I love
dude,
him
man.
to death.
Yeah,
And I told him I'd put his book out there, man. He writes good shit.
absolutely. Yeah, we'll throw the name of the book and all that stuff in the description box so you guys can pick it up. But yeah, folks, I appreciate you guys. Hey, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, again, make sure you support. We can't monetize this craziness that takes place every week, all right? So appreciate all you guys' support. Got some new merch myself, Jake. Got the fucking
I saw
grenade.
it. I love it.
Yeah, grenade
Yeah.
with the
That
bullets.
shirt,
Yeah, make sure you guys go to greenberrychronicles.com/shop. Grab you a set.
We just want to
And
show
next
up
month-
something on there. I'm
What's
gonna have.
up? Can we
I'm
just
gonna
be
have
able
the-
to recognize? Can we
Well, I
recognize?
just want everybody to
Gabe?
know we got a lot of ladies in the chat, some lovely ladies. I hope that's that. Y'all show
Recognize
pictures.
game, baby.
We're coming
Yeah.
out with the War Room motherfucking calendar. We're gonna do that. It's for a good goddamn cause. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming out of mine. We're gonna get Jake back in the thong. Fucking, send you draws and Mike and washing them. You know what I mean? Like, we doing the damn thing. We got to get some money together, man. We're doing big things out there, folks. Come on and bring all your peoples this way.
Absolutely. Michael, I really appreciate you, brother. And I love hitting up Mike in the morning because every time I send him a text, he responds with just fucking energy. And I'm like, God, dude, it's just energy 24/7. It's amazing, man. It's contagious. Definitely we'll have you back, Michael. I appreciate you, brother. Jake, thank you for coming out. Awesome. Hopefully you get your internet back up and running. Bobby, don't drink too much because of everything you got going on. All right.
I don't drink no more.
Okay, perfect. Man, none of us
I
drink.
crashed a fucking car with Richard
Yeah.
Belding from Saved by the Bell. I got hammered drunk with him, Charles Barkley, and Chris Berman in Raleigh, North Carolina. They let me in the rope party because I just got back from Afghanistan like 02, and they're like, they was cool to vets back then. They like, oh man, people want to shine your boots. They want to be good to you. They wouldn't let me in fucking re-rise. Next thing I know, I got this big ass hand on my shoulder. I look over and I'm like, it's Dick Belding. And he's like, he's with me. Get in there, we get the drink, and I put all my shit on Charles Barkley tab, by the way. Fuck you, Chuck. Dick wants to go for a ride. He's like, hey, let's roll somewhere else. He's shit-faced. He's like, can you drive? I was like, drive anything in this motherfucker. You know?
You're invincible.
Limousines, when you hit curves in limousines, bro, like you kids don't know about three-wheel motion, okay?
Tokyo Drift.
So you got to go out and then motherfucking bring that shit back in. Well, I hit a goddamn light pole and got hung up. I can't come down on the blotter report. I was like, Dick, man, it was good meeting you. I got to go. Fuck you.
Oh man, but yeah, folks, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for spending some time with us, Michael. Again, appreciate you, Jake, Bobby. I'll see you guys next week, man.
Thanks, guys.